Jonathan, would you like to read your tweet in your own words?
Yeah, we want to. You don't get to hear the tone on through the words on Twitter. So go ahead, Jonathan, if you will.
Sure. Let me see. It's a little small, but please stop the I'm returning tech videos, aka the I bought this temporarily for a couple views, aka there are other products that suit me better, but I bought it anyways and then complained about it. Thank you. Heart.
Heart emoji.
Explain.
Sure.
We need answers.
Well, first off, I would like to actually just reply to Sam's tweet back to me in person because,
what did Sam say?
I said, okay, I'll walk you through it. I read this. I wake up. He tweets this at 10:35 a.m. I'm fully hungover probably. And I'm like, bruh. So then somebody tags me.
Oh, okay. I will say I'm sorry. That's probably the worst.
No. It's okay. So then I had talked about like people returning things. So then I'm like, oh my God, is this like directed at me?
Wow, you thought he was like subtweeting you specifically?
Not me specifically, but I was like, this pisses me. So this person turns out to be like, oh, I was just kidding. Of course, like they all are. Anyway, he's cool. I said, hopping in here, for those of us who don't get review units, what's the best way to get our hands on the products in order to share our thoughts? I hate having to return a lot of the stuff I buy from Apple, but it's also my job. This is a bit pretentious. It's also my job to be well informed on the company's offerings. Jonathan.
Sure. Oh, we'll break that down. I'll give you. Do I have the pillow? I have the pillow now, right?
So yeah, you got the pillow.
Yeah, I think in a general sense, I think it's very literal, that video, the I'm returning video, like very specifically that video, because I absolutely understand your perspective, Sam. On a baseline level, that's fine, right? And I'm not even necessarily against, doing what you got to do to buy something, to do coverage on it, right? For me, it's the disingenuous part of like, oh, I returned this because it didn't no, none of this is normal human life, right? The average person isn't going to go through 68 different tech products in a 4-week span. And the reality is they're saving their money for weeks, for months, for even years to buy something that's going to last them for a really long time. So the notion of this video of like, hey, I'm just the average consumer and I'm returning it because it's my hard-earned money and it didn't work, like that's bullshit. And you could make the video, buy it, return it, but don't come at it from the, oh, like I'm returning this because XYZ. Just do your review, do your video.
Yeah.
And, that's my perspective. So I don't have any problem with anybody going out there and doing what they have to do to make a product. We've all been there. It's just it's the notion of like trying to act like, hey, I'm one of you. I'm the average. Hey, cool kids. I'm spending my money like you are, and like you actually even put your own foot in your mouth with your reply saying like, oh, I have to do it. Like, no, because the average person doesn't have to, right? Not at all. And you're saying because of my job, the job that I chose to do, the job that I forced myself into, the style of videos that I put the gun to my own head and then now are blaming others, that's forced me to have to buy this product. And I have to be edgy and clicky because tech views are dying. And it's the only way I can keep the lights on and pay for the stamps.com ad. And
stamps.com is paying for the stamps.com ad. Thank you very much.
No, but like, that's where the passion comes. And that's the extended version of that tweet. I don't have a problem with people buying stuff and, if they have to return it. And
what if they genuinely were going to keep it, but then it was the M1 Ultra and it wasn't as fast as they were promised, and so then they're returning it?
I will also say anybody who says the M1 Ultra isn't as fast as it was promised isn't using it like they should.
There it is. You Apple shill, man.
No, but it's like it's such a crazy specific use case where like I don't necessarily even need the Mac Studio. The 14-inch MacBook Pro is my favorite Apple product out right now, and it's really more than enough for all the stuff that I do, to the point where, I'm a freaking weirdo where I ditched the Mac Pro, I ditched the 5K iMac,
Uh-huh.
And I was full on M1 MacBook Pro for the entire 2020 or the existence of its time until the next iteration of M1 Max and Pro came out, or Pro and Max, however you want to look at that. So, for me, it just comes down to like, bro, like you're not maxing out the Pro or the Max. How are you going to max out the Ultra and then complain about it?
Yeah.
Can I respond
No.
to the slander?
Go ahead.
So let me pull up my tweet.
Can you find
First
that,
of
or is
all-
that going to be a problem?
All right, ha ha. Oh, yeah. Just
Okay.
fucking kidding. You don't get any laughs. Only I do. Next up. So let me read you the extended version of my tweet. I'm gonna paraphrase here a little bit, so it may get a little crass. Just a heads up.
Oh no.
Is this fucking guy that really has millions of subscribers, the Apple Golden Boy who gets sent every product, really targeting other people that might be doing what they need to do to try to grow in an incredibly competitive environment? That was the raw emotion.
The pillow's
behind that
back
tweet.
on Jonathan.
No, that was the raw emotion behind that tweet, and I phrased
Sure.
it as
And
that.
I-
But also, I want to make it clear that I hear what you're saying. I define what my own job is, and
See,
and
but to
I hear
but to that one, I'll say bullshit too, because I've worked my ass off to get here, and I guarantee you I work harder than you. And I'm not even coming from a place of like
Got him.
that. Like that's the thing is like I work at this relentlessly, and I have worked at this for years and years and years and years and years, and that's the thing, right? Is like I understand that sentiment, and I feel like I get painted in that picture all the time, and
Yeah.
that's okay. But if you actually sit down and know me and watch me work, like I promise you, I work harder, than most people even realize. And even going full circle back to the conversation of like, it's to the point now where like, I don't know if it's purposely or whatever, but I don't even know if I would say embargo is an advantage for me with the way I do things. So yeah, I mean, I can unpack that raw emotion all day, and
Are you satisfied with that answer, Sam?
I mean, I don't doubt your work ethic, Jonathan, but I still feel like. Well, also what I was saying, I wasn't taking away. I
No,
wasn't
but
trying to
No.
devalidate your work. I was just like, it was sort of why does it matter what other people are trying? So okay, let me put it this way. Maybe the things that these people are doing are unethical, where they're intentionally buying something with the idea to return it. But like with YouTube and specifically tech as mature as it is, like this is a way that people are trying to stand out. And I understand I'm not even a small creator, but I understand as a small creator needing to do some videos that are a bit questionable, because it's like I don't really know how else you grow. Like I don't know how a small tech YouTuber today grows with like no negative videos like that as a small creator will get clicks.
That's crazy. But then that's why the videos that you want to do well don't do well. Like I'm shocked. And like I would like to unpack why you think I'm a golden boy. Like no one gave me anything.
The honest answer is I feel like sometimes you defend Apple products in a way that I feel like sometimes
Please don't.
I feel like sometimes you
we are getting
No, I'm
spicy
not-
on this episode of Genius Bar.
No, and Jonathan, I want you to know for real that like I'm saying all of this with love. Like even in the clip that like John and I had talked about like this tweet before, we were both like, yeah, we love, like I love your stuff, and like I would love to get to know you better as a person. Like this isn't coming from I don't like Jonathan Morrison. And
Yeah.
this is like,
Also, very important point. No one. Just to make it clear for the audience too, no one is attacking anybody personally, like on a personal level, because
Yeah.
like on a personal level, I think Jonathan is one of the best human beings that exist on the planet.
I would agree.
I think he has questionable tweets, and we can talk about like professional stuff, but I don't want it to seem like any of us has bad feelings towards each other personally at all.
Sure.
Okay, so now to absolutely destroy Jonathan about the Apple
Dude, when did I become the voice of reason on the planet?
Yeah, wait, what?
Yeah, what is happening?
Like, as I mentioned earlier in the show, I think the videos you make are sick. I also feel like I don't even think you. Okay, I remember seeing some tweets from you about the studio display and how are you like, this thing's awesome. But like, I didn't see you admit like, yeah, the camera's really bad on this.
Have you seen every single tweet? Because I've openly said that the camera is okay, and I wouldn't recommend the studio display as my first option to anybody. And that's the part. Oh my goodness, man.
Oh my
I must have missed that tweet.
Oh my goodness.
That's the thing, right? People
so I apologize.
No,
guy said, "Oh my goodness."
There's an episode of Dave, man. If you guys haven't watched the show, Little Dicky, it's great. But there's a character Data in there, and there's a notion of like it's okay, size me up, because people have done that my entire life, and I've just come to realize I'm gonna get that stigma either way, and like I will agree with you, and I've talked about that even before you guys have said that. Sometimes the tweets that come out of me are the reaction, and it isn't the entire picture. It's not, and so I've just worked really hard to actually like not do that, and to just let the work in the video speak for itself, because I could sit here and rattle off 5 monitors that I would recommend to anybody before the studio display, and that's the part that frustrates me, is things get lost in the mix, where it's okay to say the studio display isn't a good value, and I objectively think it's too much money, but to say that it's a bad display, or to say that a $600 display is basically the same thing, is stupid. And those are the parts where I come in to defend Apple, as you would say, right?
He admitted it. Apple apologist.
We have a winner.
But like I feel like take 5 minutes, take 10 minutes, rattle off any tweets, any questionable tweets that you think I have, or anything that you think I overly defend Apple. Like, I'm here in person. This is me, like, in all good fun. Like, please come at me, because I promise you there's usually reason behind it.
And that is what hit me when I was watching. Dude, this happened with me with John Prosser, where I see tweets and things that he would say before I knew him as a person.
Oh,
and I
Sam
would be
used
like,
to fucking hate me, dude.
But to be clear, I never have hated you, Jonathan. There's just been things where I'm like, oh, I feel like he's disconnected. He's a coastal elite now. He doesn't understand the trenches, without actually hearing perspective and having a conversation outside of seeing a couple hot takes that I interpreted to fit my own narrative.
And that's fair, though. And that's why I'm not mad. And I understand, dude, the whole evolution of this, especially for me, is like the mental psyche of it, right? Because it's easy to paint a picture from a tweet, right? And I've just come to realize, like, it's impossible to paint a picture, or to show a point, or to really do anything with strictly words, and specifically the number of characters that Twitter gives you, no less. And the only way you can really truly do that is by showing someone and letting them experience, because you won't really truly know until you either know and have to go back. So yeah, I would love, honestly, a rapid fire.
I mean, not even just that. I mean, I have no complaints about the Apple defending thing, but what was it? It was like yesterday, or I don't know. It's been recent. Your iPhone 14 title tweets.
Oh yeah,
that's another one where it's like, bro, we're trying to play the game. Just let us play the game.
But that's the thing, right? Like, if it was a conversation like it is now, that's funny.
Yeah.
Like,
no, that's a funny tweet.
No, I think that's why I hate it, because it's what I think every time I have to fucking type it in before the upload's done.
Okay, but like, Prosser, what's something that you think I've maybe overly defended someone on, or Apple?
I don't know. I never said you overly defended Apple. No.
Oh no, but you said some of my takes on Twitter.
Yeah, like your iPhone 14 stuff or the people
Oh,
returning
okay.
Apple products. I
Got
brought
it.
both of those up.
Okay,
There,
cool.
there was another one.
Okay, real quick to clarify, was your tweet about the returning Apple products specifically about the returning videos? Not
No,
necessarily the buying and then returning. It's the fact that they're like bringing attention to the fact that they're returning them.
it's getting clicks it's literally titling the video "I'm returning,"
Mhm.
not actually physically returning. Like, hell
Yeah.
yeah. There's so much shit that I buy that I return that I'm not like, oh, this is garbage. Like,
I never. Fun fact about me: I never return stuff.
but the thing is
I'm
like,
too lazy.
I would say to another point, Sam, something that has also been a detriment to me. If I really don't like something, I will quietly like just not cover it because it's not
Yeah.
fun for me to shit on something.
So that's why you always see positive stuff.
Kinda, until like someone just breaks me and I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
And do you see how some people, myself included, will read that as Apple hype machine?
Well, okay,
Yeah.
Sam, do you have this
I think that
you have this idea that
that's cool.
like, okay, so he's saying positive stuff, but it's like you're just now considering that he's saying positive stuff just because he doesn't want to say the negative stuff. Like, in your little Sam heart, do you look upon other YouTubers and quote unquote influencers? Like, do you think that's part of their responsibility to talk shit or point out
I guess
shitty things?
this sort of goes back to my idea of like, I said like this is my job, right? I think the pressure that I've put on myself, I guess something I've noticed for me is
You're
like,
projecting.
what do you mean?
Are you projecting like almost
Oh.
like the Sam ethics onto other people?
Others, yeah. I do that to pretty much everyone in my life, and it's probably not a good quality.
Well,
Um,
to interject, Sam, like I want to expand on that. Like, I do understand why people would think that. So personally, I've worked really hard to try and not do that and to just let videos speak. And I feel like
Sure.
the next wave of things you'll see from me, I feel like encapsulate that. But
Okay.
to your defense, I can understand why you might think that, but I will also happily tell you you're wrong because you don't know me, and maybe you know me a little bit better now, right? But most of my replies or takes come from a place of passion and actually using it every single day, because that was one of the bigger frustrations of my career is, I there was a time when it was just like, cool to use stuff, right? And
Yeah.
so much of the tech space saw the sweet Apple views that those videos were getting, and people who didn't use Apple products or Macs, they felt compelled that they had to cover it because right, because it's my job, and my hands are tied. Someone has a gun to my head.
Yeah.
I have to cover this product that I probably wouldn't use anyways, and then I'm gonna give it, I'm gonna give it a shitty take because my energy is shitty towards it, and this isn't so. You can rest easy knowing this isn't towards you, right? Like, because you use the stuff, and it just got to a point where it's like, I feel like I've seen it in the camera space and in the phone camera space too, where it's like if you objectively don't like the iPhone, your negative energy is going to make you take a shitty photo. And like, what? It's just,
Yeah.
like our confirmation as humans, like if we want to not like something, we're going to find ways to make it not work for ourselves.
Yeah.